Okay, how's it going, everybody? So we're going to read, this is some Stalin from 1908. This is from the press, but this is called Flunkey, quote-unquote, Socialist is the name of this. Let's go ahead and get into this. One of the newspapers published in Tiflis is a Georgian language one which calls itself Napertskali. It is a new and at the same time a very old paper, for it is the continuation of all the Menshevik newspapers published in Tiflis since the time of Skivy of 1905. Napertskali is edited by an old group of Menshevik opportunists. But that is not the only point, of course. The main point is that the opportunism of this group is something exceptional, something fabulous. Opportunism is lack of principle, political spinelessness. We declare that no Menshevik group has displayed such crass spinelessness as displayed by this Tiflis group. In 1905, this group recognized the role of the proletariat as the leader of the revolution. See Skivy. In 1906, it changed its position and declared that it is no use relying on the workers. The initiative can only come from the peasants, end quote. See Skivy. In 1907, it changed its position again and stated that leadership of the revolution must belong to the liberal bourgeoisie, see Azri, etc., etc. But never has the above-mentioned group's lack of principle attained such a shameless degree as now. In the summer of 1908, we have in mind the appraisal in the columns of Napertskali of the murder of that spiritual enslaver of the dispossessed, the so-called exarch. The story of this murder is well known. A certain group killed the exarch, and also a captain of gendarmes, who was returning with a report from, quote, the scene of the crime, end quote, and then attacked a procession of hooligans who were accompanying the body of the exarch. Obviously, this was not a hooligan group, but nor was it a revolutionary group, for no revolutionary group would commit such an act at the present time, when our forces are being mustered, and thus jeopardize the cause of the uniting the proletariat. The attitude of social democracy towards groups of this kind is commonly known. Ascertaining the conditions which give rise to such groups and combating these conditions, it is at the same time wages an ideological and organizational struggle against these groups, discredits them in the eyes of the proletariat, and disassociates the proletariat from them. But that is not what Napertskali does. Without ascertaining or explaining anything, it belches a few banal liberal phrases against terrorism in general, and then goes on to advise, and not only advise, but orders its readers to do nothing more nor less than report such groups to the police, to betray them to the police. This is disgraceful, but unfortunately it is a fact. Listen to what Napertskali says. Quote, to haul the murderers of the exarch before a court, such is the only means of wiping the stain from oneself forever. Such is the duty of the advanced elements, end quote. See Napertskali number 5. This is back to Stalin. Social Democrats in the role of voluntary police informers, this is what the Menshevik opportunists in Tiflis has brought us to. The political spinelessness of the opportunists is no mysterious growth. It springs from the irresistible striving to adapt oneself to the taste of the bourgeoisie, a striving to please the, quote, masters, end quote, and earn their praise. Such is the psychological basis of the opportunist tactics of adaptation. And so, to stand well with the gentry, to please them, or at all events to avert their wrath over the murder of the exarch, our Menshevik opportunists grovel like flunkies before them and take upon themselves the function of police sleuths. Tactics of adaptation could not go further than that. Okay, so he calls out some snitches here. Interesting. I kind of wasn't expecting that. That's Flunky Socialists from July 20, 1908 by Stalin from the press. It's the name of the total piece. There's going to be another part here called Hypocritical Zubatovites. So yeah. Well, thank y'all for tuning in. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Tumblr, Medium. All of these are Marxist. You can hit me up there. Y'all have a great day. Do